For years, we've been told that the cure for cancer might be hiding in some rare fruit from a far-off jungle. You've probably seen those headlines about berries you can't pronounce or powders that cost a fortune. But here's the truth. Some of the most powerful foods in the fight against cancer aren't exotic at all. They're sitting on the shelves of every supermarket. In fact, one juice that researchers are now studying for its ability to stop cancer cells is one you've probably walked past hundreds of times. In this video, we'll reveal what it is and share the science that has doctors and researchers so intrigued. Cancer touches almost every family in some way, and with it comes fear, confusion, and the search for answers. When you look online, it can feel overwhelming. One day it's a miracle diet. The next, it's a supplement that costs more than a week's groceries. This endless cycle of promises often leaves people feeling powerless and disappointed. We're told that the answers must be rare, expensive, or difficult to get, when in fact, the real solutions may be closer than we think. That's where scientists are starting to shift focus. Instead of chasing miracle cures, they're studying everyday foods that are affordable, accessible, and already part of our diets. Serious research is happening in respected labs and universities around the world. These aren't health fads or blogs. We're talking about scientists publishing in medical journals using strict methods to test food compounds against cancer cells. They begin in the lab, looking at how these natural compounds interact with cancer cells in a dish. Do they slow growth? Do they trigger the cells to die? Do they cut off the blood supply tumors need to grow? If the results look promising, the research moves into animal studies and eventually into carefully designed human trials. This careful step-by-step approach is building evidence for what scientists call chemopreventive agents, natural compounds that may help prevent cancer or support treatment. So what is this juice that's creating such a stir? It's not an exotic berry or a hidden treasure from the Amazon. It's something you already know: pomegranate juice. That ruby red juice you see in the supermarket is at the center of a wave of cancer research, not because of hype, but because of real measurable compounds that have shown impressive results in the lab. The secret lies in compounds called ellagitannins. On their own, these are big molecules. But when you drink pomegranate juice, your gut bacteria break them down into smaller, more powerful compounds called urolithins. These urolithins enter the bloodstream and begin working throughout the body. And this is where things get remarkable. First, they can trigger something called programmed cell death, the natural self-destruct button built into healthy cells. Cancer cells disable this switch so they can multiply endlessly. Urolithins step in and flip that switch back on, helping the body clear out damaged cells. Second, they slow down cancer's ability to copy itself. Picture a jammed copy machine that suddenly stops spitting out endless bad pages. That's what happens to tumor growth when these compounds get involved. Third, they block angiogenesis, the process where tumors build new blood vessels to feed themselves. Without that food supply, a tumor can't grow larger than a pinhead. Urolithins cut off the supply lines and leave cancer cells stranded. This is why researchers are so excited. These compounds don't just work in one way. They fight cancer on several fronts at the same time. So, what does the research actually show? Let's start with colon cancer. A study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that urolithins from pomegranate slowed the growth of human colon cancer cells, and even triggered their built-in self-destruct process. Then there's inflammation. Several lab studies show that pomegranate juice can block inflammatory pathways inside cancer cells. And that's a big deal, because chronic inflammation is one of the major engines that helps cancer grow. Next, prostate cancer. In an early clinical trial, men who drank pomegranate juice every day had a slower rise in PSA levels. That's an important marker doctors use to track the progression of prostate cancer, and it doesn't stop there. Other research in labs and animal studies suggests that pomegranate compounds may also help slow the growth of breast, lung, and even skin cancers. Now, most of this research is still in the lab stage, but here's the key point. The results are consistent. Across multiple cancers and multiple types of studies, pomegranate compounds keep showing promise. And that consistency is why scientists are paying so much attention. Now, before rushing out to buy a big bottle, there are some important things to keep in mind. First, juice is high in sugar. Even 100% pure juice has natural sugars that can spike blood sugar and insulin. And in high amounts, that environment may actually fuel cancer growth. So moderation really is the key. Second, juice isn't the same as the whole fruit. The jewel-like seeds of the pomegranate, called arils, are loaded with fiber. Fiber is essential for protecting the colon and supporting gut health. When you only drink the juice, you miss out on that important benefit. And third, pomegranate juice is not a cure. It's not a replacement for medical treatment. Think of it as a helpful ally in a healthy lifestyle, not something to rely on by itself. So how can you enjoy the benefits safely? Start with a small glass, about 4 to 6 ounces a day. Think of it more like a supplement than a soft drink. Always choose 100% pure pomegranate juice with no added sugar. Even better, go for the whole fruit whenever you can. Those jewel-like seeds, called arils, are packed with fiber. Try sprinkling them over salads, yogurt, or oatmeal for both flavor and health. And here's a simple trick. If you do drink the juice, have it with a meal that contains protein and fiber. That way, your body absorbs the sugar more slowly, keeping your blood sugar steady. The bottom line is this. Pomegranate juice is one of the most studied fruit juices in cancer research. Scientists have found compounds inside it that can help unhealthy cells self-destruct, stop tumors from multiplying, and even cut off their food supply. It's not a miracle cure, but it's a powerful ally when used in moderation as part of a healthy diet. Sometimes the best defenses against disease aren't rare or exotic. They're sitting right in front of us. One last note about pomegranate juice. Researchers are also studying its impact on heart health and gut health, which are closely tied to cancer prevention. The same compounds that protect cells from damage may also lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol, and feed healthy gut bacteria. Since a strong heart and a healthy gut both play a role in lowering cancer risk, pomegranate juice might give you more than one layer of protection. That's why moderation and balance are so important. It's not about one magic drink, but about building habits with everyday foods that work together to protect your health over time. If you'd like to keep learning about foods with powerful cancer-fighting potential, be sure to check out our video on 7 cancer-fighting foods you should eat today. It's the perfect next step after this one. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for watching, and here's to your health.